YouTube, you're not going to believe this. We've just bought a zoo that's been closed for a year and a half. It's Lee Valley Animal Adventure Park. I've been here, it's Bank Holiday Monday. We've been open 4 or 5 days. Hundreds, thousands of people have come in over the last few days. And I can't wait to share the story with you on just how we did it in this video. Let's go. How exciting is this? So this is Lee Valley Farm. We've just taken it over. We've got like a 50-year lease with a possible extension to it by another 50 years. So by the time that lease is finished, I'll be 135 years old. Yes. What we've got here is the foundations of a brilliant business. And we know how to run these businesses. We've got buildings, we've got infrastructure, we've got brilliant parking and a flipping fantastic view, which I'll show you in a minute. And the best thing is we're a whisker off the M25, which is the UK's largest car park. And I'm going to show you exactly what we're going to do now. Let's get on the flip chart. Let me tell you the problems and where we're going to take you. Let's do it now. Right, we're back in the studio. Now, before I go into the juicy bits, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you massage that like button. Come on, give it a massage right now. Just hit the like button. And as we're going through the video, if there's anything you want clarity on, please hit it in the comments below and I'll do my very best to answer them. And also want to say thank you to everyone that's commenting on our videos more than ever before. You beautiful people. Right, 4 questions I think you're asking yourself about this deal. Number 1, why has he bought a loss-making farm zoo attraction? We'll go over that one. Number 2, what's the structure of the deal? Number 3, how did you find the deal? And number 4, current state of the business. There we go. So let's go into it. We bought a zoo. Now, first thing, why? Why the bloody hell did I buy this? You see, I didn't give a whole page to why, because I thought about that afterwards as a bonus question for you. Now, the why buy a zoo, why buy a farm attraction? Number 1, it's about 30-40 minutes away from Marsh Farm, where I'm recording this today. And we've taken over Marsh Farm before. And when we took over Marsh Farm, losing circa 300 to £500,000 worth of money a year, depending on what sort of accounts you read. But it was a lot of money. And we knew all we needed to do was improve the business with marketing, getting customers and spending money to improve the business because we had the foundations of a good business. Like Marsh Farm was 35 years old, Lee Valley Farm Park is also 35 years old. So it's really well known for a couple of generations in the local area. And I find that is something that's really strong. As soon as you remind people that you're there, they go, cool, we used to go there with Nanny Grandad, or we used to go there with Mum and Dad, and then they come trundling back. And also it's a high barrier to entry business. What do I mean by that? Well, you see, even if you've got 5-10 million quid, going and setting up a zoo and getting the planning permission done and finding a place to put a visitor attraction is really, really difficult. So because I'd already done this before, I knew it was hard, and this place is a whisker off the M25, like I told you earlier. The best thing is we're a whisker off the M25. Great location, loads of chimney pots, and we've done it before, so we could in effect repeat the success story we've had at another one of our attractions. But let's talk about the current state of the business, because I want you to understand what is the current state of the business. Look, there was underinvestment in the business. No real capex investment has gone into catering, into utilities, into retail, and so there was low secondary spend. Where at Marsh Farm we would try and get £3 to £4 secondary spend per head on food and beverage. Lee Valley, our best guess scenario was 60-70 pence, just because there wasn't enough place for people to buy food and stuff, and not a good enough service on that. And that was management and understanding how to be a good caterer for hundreds of thousands of people. We've done all that before for the last 15 years, so we can take all of our management experience and re-leverage that into this business. So there's underinvestment, no real experience of managing multiple visitor attractions like we did from our predecessors, because our predecessors were an authority, a local authority that do really good jobs at other things, but not necessarily running a visitor attraction. So we was really good at that. But the big one, low marketing. We saw a huge opportunity to do much better marketing to get customers to the park. And you've got to be on the button with this stuff, because this sector that we're operating in is families with children under 10 years old. And we're doing it day in, day out. So we know how to market to those people, how to get local influencers in, how to really market well on Facebook and direct mail advertising, connections with schools and other educational outlets. We've got all of that primed up in our office team, so we could see that we could do the same here, and that wasn't being done before. So when I'm looking to buy businesses, I'm actually looking, how can we improve it dramatically? And in fact, I don't really get excited about buying something that's a well-polished, oiled machine. I want to be the person that polishes everything up and puts the massive improvements in, because otherwise you end up overpaying for the business. Next thing, this is the big one, and I talk about this all the time. Energy, effort, enthusiasm by an entrepreneurial-led company. That's us. We have a faster reaction to things. We can get things done much faster because that's our culture and that's the way we behave. whereas our predecessors, you know, there was lots of moving parts to it, and so it was harder for them to make things happen at speed. So we've got energy, effort, and enthusiasm by an entrepreneurial-led company rather than, say, a corporate-led organization. So those three things really help this visitor attraction, and visitor attractions always really need to be run by entrepreneurial-led companies rather than cultural-led companies. There's a space for both, but I think for visitor attractions, you'll always see that they're more entrepreneurial run rather than rather than corporately run. Okay, now let's talk about the deal structure. How did we structure such a deal to do this? We had to tender. So there was multiple people that were up for this, and they put advertisements out, and I'll go in and how we found this deal in a minute, but we had to tender for it, then commit to spend and improve on the business, and now we've got to deliver on it over the next 50, 100 years that we've got the lease. So we've got some KPIs that we've done with the people that we bought the business off of, what we've got to deliver in the next 5 to 10 years. So that's how we structured the deal. We tendered for it, we presented for it, we brought out amazing documents and really worked really hard on this stuff. Then we've produced a commitment of what we're going to do to improve the business, and now we've got to deliver it. So that's the 3 stages of working for these businesses. And there's loads of tenders out there, whatever business you're in, whether you supply toilet rolls and pharmaceuticals, you know, there's companies putting stuff out to get tendered all the time. So make sure you're really looking at tenders for your business. There is actually a website called Tender Force where loads of stuff goes on, but we're going to talk about how to find deals in a minute. Well, we're going to do that right now, actually, because this is how we found the deal. So what do? It's through these 2 places, and this is how I find all my deals: industry networks and industry magazines. Now, I want to just take you back to a video that I made in November of last year where we bought an industrial site, and we bought it because it was off market. So it wasn't on Rightmove, it wasn't on Zoopla, it was in an industry magazine for property landlord. And these are where you find all the juicy deals. Now, I'll put a link in the video description for you to go and check out that video, because I do go into detail on how we bought a £1.4 million industrial estate that was off market, and we found it by being a little bit more guerrilla marketing, like really looking for deals and opportunities. The good opportunities are in the industry network. So we're part of something called the National Farm Attractions Network, where there's loads of farm attraction owners in that group. You need to go and find your industry groups and make sure that you've got a voice in there and everyone knows you in there, so that when opportunities come up, they get directed to you. Number 2, industry magazines. This particular tender, this particular deal to buy this business was in an industry magazine. See, these industry magazines, they might only have 2,000 readers, but they have some great opportunities in these industry magazines. So industry networks and industry magazines are how I find a bulk of my deals. Now, I've done loads of other ways of how you can find these deals in my Entrepreneurs University on finding businesses to buy and using as little capital as possible to buy them. And you can do that at my website, jamessinclair.net. We're doing a 14-day free trial for you to try my Entrepreneurs University right now. And there's some really good, juicy nuggets in there. So that's how we bought this zoo. Tendered for it, we're going to deliver on it. We're super excited about it. And we've done this multiple times before, and there's loads of deals coming up right now. In fact, I'm going to be bringing out a video in just a few weeks' time about another leisure business that we've bought, by again going off market. I can't wait to tell you about that. It's really exciting, with a similar way of structuring deals like this. So join me in that video, and I'll see you real soon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, comment below. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.